Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So just a couple weeks back, I finished up my kills for the 500 Gregorovich video. And for some reason, I completely blanked and never made the video, so I guess here we are today. And first things first, I do want to say that this is a continuation of my loot from 100 kills, which I did way back when God Wars 2 first came out, just like my Vindicta loot video like a month ago. So seeing as I don't want to make this video terribly long, let's get right into it. As for my strategy, I was using the ranged setup with my Noxious Longbow, and I would say this is probably the conventional way of killing Gregorovich because it's pretty easy, and this way you're at a distance so you don't get hit by his melee attacks, which are just ridiculous. If you're unaware, if you are in melee distance of the boss, he hits you way more rapidly and hits for a lot. So using ranged like this makes it so you can use protection from ranged, and you're pretty good. You just have to use Debilitate and Devotion as often as possible. I tend to use my Devotion at the 60k HP mark. That is when he spawns the 3 shadows. He also spawns 2 shadows at 140k HP as well, but I usually save my Devotion for the 60k one because 3 shadows can down you pretty quick if you're not being careful. And yeah, a lot of people actually kill Gregorovich with melee, but I cannot make that method work for whatever reason. Apparently it's faster, and to some people it's easier, but I just cannot make it work. I get absolutely destroyed by his melee hits. So one of these days maybe I'll learn it, but for now I'm just content with the ranged. But this is not a guide. I'm not going to go into the actual killing of it. I just wanted to tell you my general strategy. Now, considering this is a loot video, you guys are here for the drops. Like the other God Wars 2, Gregorovich has tons and tons of good common drops, and just from the commons you should be expecting like 3 mil an hour, if not more, depending on how many you kill. And if you happen to get a rare drop, Gregorovich actually has probably the best selection of rare drops in God Wars 2, I would wager. The reason being is that the essence drops are fairly common compared to other rares, and oh my god, the Sliskian essences are so much money right now. In the Grand Exchange, they're 4.5 mil, but they probably sell for upwards of 6 mil each, and they're not super rare, as I said. Like, you can get them probably on average maybe one every 75 kills to 100 kills. I'm not really sure the actual rate. I can't tell if I'm being lucky with the essences or I'm just getting them at the rate. I don't really know the drop rates, but I can tell you right now, in the 500, I got 10 essences. And as I said, they're 4.5 mil each. That is a lot of money. As for the other rares that Greg can drop, the Shadow Glaives are level 85 tiered ranged weapons. And way in the beginning at 80 kills, I got the offhand during my loot from 100 video. So you guys probably have seen that in the past. Back then, I think it was around 12 mil, but it's obviously not that much anymore. And then a couple months later, during my God Wars versus God Wars 2 video, I think I made that in the summer. I don't know exactly when, but during that, I did an hour of Greg, and I got another offhand Shadow Glaive, which I think at the time was 9 mil, so it did go down, as you can see. But after that, for the next like 200 some kills, nothing happened other than me getting consistent essences. During those 200 kills, I just got a bunch of those, but without getting any Shadow Glaives or the crest, it was getting a little boring, but that ended pretty spectacularly around like 400 kills in, where I got an essence, and then the very next kill, I got another offhand Shadow Glaive. So I'm sitting at like 3 offhand Shadow Glaives. Like, please just give me the main hand at this point. But that's pretty sick, because, you know, as I said, the essence is like 6 mil or something, and then the Shadow Glaives, I think at the time of when I got that, they were around 7 mil. I could be wrong, but, I mean, that's pretty crazy. 2 kills, and I made like 12, 13 mil. I'll take it. And as you might guess from this, I'm like really itching for a main hand Shadow Glaive because 3 offhand Shadow Glaives is a little too much. You know, share the main hand love here. My wish was finally granted at 485 kills in, so just before the video was going to be over, I got the main hand, finally. I don't remember exactly how much it's worth, but now I have one of each of the Shadow Glaives. Very, very excited about that. Now I only really need the crest and the pet to get every single drop from Gregorovich. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the rare drops, but I will be working on Gregorovich in the future, and hopefully going for 1,000 kills to finish up the pet. Might take longer, but by then, I'm assuming I'll get a crest, and the crest I think is like 17 mil or something. it's pretty good. But yeah, compared to my other God Wars 2 bosses, Helwyr, I wasn't super lucky with anything other than the essences. And then Vindicta, I was lucky with the pet and not really much else. But at least Greg, I was lucky with the essences and the rare drops, so I'm pretty satisfied with this one. And with all that said, I think you guys got the gist of what happened, so let's go over and check what I made. Alright, here we are with all of the loot, and as you can see I have a 28 mil cash stack. Just keep in mind 26.4 mil of that was from all of the kills from the Loot from 100 video. I sold everything during that, and that is why we only have 8 essences and 3 offhand Shadowglaives, because 1 of the offhand Shadowglaives and 2 of the essences were sold with that video. The extra money is from just the coin drops from the 400 kills that I did to get to 500. But a few things to note, I would say, is that I feel like Greg has one of the best selections of common drops. I might have mentioned this earlier, but I seriously think it does, because these battle staffs are comparable to like the Dragon Bones or the Lantidimes from the other bosses, but the thing about battle staffs is that they don't really change price. I mean, Dragon Bones crashed, Lantidimes crashed, the Infernal Ashes from the Twin Furies crashed, but the battle staffs are based on the Elk price, so as long as these aren't changed in the future, these will consistently be around 7k. And yeah, I just feel like Greg probably has the best commons because of that, and it just feels like the combination of the Rune Full Helms and the Rune Plate Legs, you make a lot of money. But honestly, I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on those things. But you guys are here to find out how much it's worth, so let's see. Holy shit, 133.6 mil. That is significantly higher than the Vindicta video I just did a month ago. I don't know if it's because I'm more lucky. No, it's definitely these essences, like I said. Yeah, 4.5 mil pretty much, I guess, in the GE. But they sell for more than this. So this could be more than 133 once I sell everything. But you guys got to know I won't be selling this for a very long time. I got to finish all of the pets in the game to sell my tab. As I've mentioned several times, by then these things will definitely not be this price, but one can dream. But yeah, 133 mil in 500 Greg is absolutely insane. I didn't mention earlier, but I would say that this video took me around 20 hours to complete, because on average, I think I was getting around 25 kills per hour. Granted, some of the kills were when I was streaming, so I obviously wasn't getting as fast kills per hour, but when I'm not streaming, I can get fairly high. So I'd say 25 is a good average, like I said with Vindicta. And if that's the case, 20 hours, and I got 133 mil, possibly more if these essences sell for more, that's like a solid 6.65 mil per hour, if not like 6.7 mil every single hour. That's really ridiculous. Again, like I said, I don't know if I'm lucky with these essences, so take all of these values with a grain of salt. And if you do just price check without any rare drops, like let's say you go 500 kills with nothing and you don't get like any rare drops, you will probably expect around, I think I sold my rare drops from the first video for like 14, I think it was like 14 mil, because the Shadowglaive was like 12 mil and then a couple essences. So yeah, you can expect like 65 mil in the 500 kills if you get absolutely no rare drops, but that is highly unlikely. But even then, that's still over 3 mil per hour, as I said. Definitely Greg is amazing money. I wouldn't say it's good experience. It's borderline decent. It's not anything special. The invention experience is also pretty bad. He does not drop any charms, no clue scrolls, so that is also a downer. But if you want money, God Wars 2 is the way to go. And if I could recommend any of them, I would say Greg is probably my top spot for recommendation, unless you want to keep it easy and do Twin Furies. And as I said in previous videos that Helwyr is my favorite God Wars 2, I don't know, I might be leaning more towards Gregorovich right now. I don't know, I really enjoyed this video. So next one will be the 500 Twin Furies once I go and do that, and then after that I'll be doing the 1000 of each, and then back to Vindicta, and then Greg, and so on. So pretty excited for those things. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did not intend it to be this long, as I say every fucking video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.